Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Aussie Ideas Man. This is a quick one. I've got no teleprompter, nothing written down. Just wanted to do an evaluation, or I don't even know whether you could call it an evaluation, but I just saw an interview with Jason Hill on Aptera Owners Club, and it was nothing but snake oil. So I decided to show the fanboys who are fooled into thinking that it was something great when it's not. I just thought I'd show them what snake oil looked like. So of the 57 minutes of uh, guff that Jason Hill presented, most of it with more pauses than I make, and I think he has something to hide when he pauses so much. But I just thought I'd condense it down to the nonsense that he ended up saying. Lots of big words, lots of stuff that didn't really mean anything, and just basically hoodwinking all these fanboys that don't seem to have a brain between them.
Uphold the original vision. And in fact, we've enhanced it. There's an authenticity to the Aptera mission, but also the Aptera design and engineering. We've got a collaboration with some magical people and magical technologies that are available to now. That's one of the Aptera's strengths and one of the benefits of kind of its purity in design, from both an industrial design standpoint, but an engineering design standpoint, but also a philosophical standpoint. Timelessness. How do we bring forward the Aptera without changing its essence? We've upheld all the foundations, but through a really solid process of engineering and design acumen, we've been able to increase its appeal. I think that bears out by the numbers of pre-reservations or orders, and also its broad-based attraction. It's outweighed by what's coming and by what's possible, and where the mission takes us, where the process has taken us, and couldn't be happier to be at this cusp of the Delta reveal. This was a wonderful expression. There's a product market fit. I think that bears repeating, and it's validated by what we're seeing today. There's a hunger for this. There's a natural desire and drive towards this efficiency. So 3.0 is kind of where we're at, right? And 3.0 is the ultimate expression of that will be our production vehicle, Delta. But there's so much to absorb that you don't want it all at once. We've got a confluence of all the best engineering, the technology, and the expression has come together that upholds the mission that is Aptera. Started very pure, and we took a lot of almost bold statements, not complexity, but we need this because of that, we need this because of that, where we lost the soul, we lost the direction. That's the same scallop the body, and it's an intelligent way to fool the air into being happy, right? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the overall essence and that's why we use CFD, computational fluid dynamics, because it is a fluid. And this was kind of post my involvement. This was a little more expression. You want people to get it, even if they don't like it. We put people in this and we kind of package it out at doing two things at once. Establish an ethos for the design philosophy, mm-hmm. and hope that or help that to pervade through engineering, marketing, efficiency, all of it. But just kind of realize you have to be authentic. You can't just make it a little aerodynamic. Mm-hmm. This has to be done in such a profound, strict, and unique way, because that's how you build authenticity. And without authenticity, you're just a me too. We're talking about a breakthrough and a sea change, just a shift in thinking. And we have that now. We have that authenticity, the acceleration and the adoption. will surprise everybody. The simplicity in the interior, fundamental to our quest and our drive. You'll see at the end when you juxtapose like this, it's such a wonderful, expression of everything that we established and still believe in. Beyond the product, this was a very early concept for kind of a Aptera service center and delivery center. Just the efficiency of renewable energy. You might notice that even the skylight is in the shape of our logo. What I like to do is take words and put them into visuals, because visuals are as powerful as words, but they tend to put everyone on the same page. But if I show you this, and this, and here's the embodiment, it at least forces everyone towards a kind of a common viewpoint. Design is a communication tool and a collection of judgments, as I've said. So another expression of that, here's we're going to have a very efficient service vehicle. Early type 1. Yeah, this isn't even quarter window. This is very first type 1. There's the angled solar. This is kind of an efficient little modular building and our wind power there. You need an inspiration. We know we can't achieve this in reality, but we have to shoot for this essence, right? And the process gives you the essence, or the ability to achieve the essence without watering it down. You start with a high concept and you end with a product that you go, okay, that's nice, but what's next, right? Designers are eternally hungry for the next one. Okay. But with Aptera here, we especially 3.0, each generation, as proven by Delta, is getting better, and the Delta essence will be born through the product like no other vehicle that I've been involved with. Right? It doesn't get watered down. It's only getting enhanced. We've partnered with the best people, internally and exterior. We've got some amazing talents that are very focused on this specific delivery. But I'm glad you noticed kind of the essence of this, because that's what we start. What does that feel like? What does the future feel like? And we do simple things. The process is very much kind of doodles and noodles, and we need to establish kind of a face and not just a face, but the technical aspects of what the lights need to be. We tend to relate to a product like this as that's its literal face. So we want to see kind of eyes, or we want to project anthropomorphic things onto it. Some of them are very strongly kind of emotional, both negative and positive. Some of them are a little bit too, let's say, cliche, right? Like expected. We would be doing a disservice to the mission if we were trying to fit in or mimic an existing face. And this was a lot of consternation, because you gotta realize where the technology is. We were pushing boundaries on physics, but our optical efficiency goals, but we're exceeding them by like 2x. It's crazy. It's really, really exciting. We've put so much thought into all these little aspects, right? Everything from environmental conditions, drain holes, like we're bringing all of our best answers. All these things, they just naturally flow into this product. When it's a small detail that the overall big picture is already there. That's kind of a design mark that I think it's a little bit of a superpower for Aptera, was important to the essence of the design. Okay. And the magic of this original distinction between an upper and lower, of two-tone, dark and light, or this kind of body split, was it helps with the visual weight, but more importantly, it then gave us a place to and almost an excuse, or not an excuse, a mandate to, this is where the solar is going to go. Right? So this is one of those happy moments in design process where you go, this makes sense if we do this, and here's where it leads. Like it just leveled up the whole thing. Once we got into it, that was just like lightning. That is so special, and it's just an additive creative energy source that's just wonderful for us. This is the envelope, right? This is literally an orthographic projection, kind of a slice in X. You're going to see some fantastic it's almost a shame that we have to cover the structure and the frame and the body in carbon, because it's by itself, it's so magical and so elegant in its purity. So we've optimized it now. It's very ergonomic. We're working with a wonderful vendor that is upholding our weight targets. The
Right.
trick is to have ultra lightweight, but also very strong in the places that you need it, whether they be regulations or self targets. So
Mhm.
incorporate soft goods, what I call soft goods, which are, non-tooled, using the right materials to achieve user flexibility. We've got an expression of our center console that's just we introduce more of the materials and the ethos
Okay.
but most of all, we've got the functionality and the ergonomics of things where you want them, and also the unexpected, expression.
Mhm.
It's easy to design a giant plastic center console, but is that really what Aptera is about? Can you see the back of these seats?
Yeah, is it a zipper? What is that?
It's a zipper, which allows you to have storage on the back of your seat, which is otherwise unused space. But the whole idea is that you have a couple zippers, and we're working towards an expression where you have, let's call it an integrated backpack. Why not use that space to put the things you want to put there,
Mhm.
right? Anytime, it's more of an expression of the design philosophy whereby anytime you can kind of get double duty out of something,
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I like that.
So our first expression is really the center console. The
Mhm.
second expression is a little bit more like, we don't have a traditional glove box in the IP,
Mhm.
because it involves a lot of engineering and structural integrity that we don't, that just doesn't hew to our efficiency ethos, right? Little peek into the thought and upholding wherever we can, like challenging, let's say, convention, and saying, well, what else can we do there, and what are the materials, or what is the use case for the user? And now we're manifesting in Delta, where we've got more than these cells. We've got the technology and the process, solar team, led by Anush, has done such a magnificent job of looking at the challenge, and you start with, I don't think we can do that. And now they're just, like, okay, here's what we did and here's where we can go. So that kind of edge of the art with solar is just something super special for Aptera. And we have an expression of engineering that's, unlike anything I've ever experienced before. And
Yeah.
this comes courtesy from our brilliant engineers within Aptera and our partners in Italy that have just brought the best that they can in all their experience to move this product towards its endpoint. Or it's not even an endpoint; it's a beginning point, right?
Mhm.
So if you imagine if we did all this excellent work towards the next products, which we will do,
Yeah.
this is next level, right?
Yeah.
This is purity and expression of the Aptera ethos, unlike anything that you guys have seen before. Optimized. Yeah, I've been staring at this for the last months,
Mhm.
and it's just getting better as we iterate and as we refine, and as everyone gets on board, and everyone's just kind of looking up and just saying, yeah, and then here's another place to make it more efficient. And here's another place to make it stronger, lighter, better.
Uh-huh.
And then you start reducing parts, right? This is the best application of it.
Mhm.
And we're driving it to a place that's attainable. This is art. This is pure engineering. There's no style here. This is purity. That's the best part that it goes to the authenticity of what we're doing in design and engineering at Aptera. So this is kind of the culmination. And you look at it from different perspectives, which you would never see this. But I threw this in there because I'm just like, this is so awesome. Yeah. And you know what? I'm not giving everything away. There's lots to be revealed. There's lots more, let's say, um, interesting aspects to this. It's phenomenally awesome. And then, you can see we've got this magical HVAC vent around the center screen. We're not forcing something like, oh, we can't quite get the performance. It's like, oh, this is actually working really well. It's nature telling us what to do, and we're just trying to make the best expression for the most efficient vehicle.
Yeah.
It's such a fantastic journey.
Yeah.
And, Delta's really going to kind of, you can see the fidelity of Delta and what Aptera is going to be. It's really, really great for us. Really, I mean, it's 100% all new, but it's also the same thing that what we started with. And that's the most important thing that I realized, was that by not changing it, it actually upholds and strengthens the original thesis and the foundational, aspects of it. That's the best part of it. Just let it be kind of a spear point or a pinnacle of what optimistically can and should be. Your intuition, and this is always the fun part, like challenge the intuition, like what if, or what I think this would work. The purity of the idea and the goal never diminished. You can see the elegance in our composite, body and carbon now. So Aptera is ultimately about, optimism, right? And especially how to move from place to place without destruction.
Yeah.
And we're very efficient in so many aspects, but when you kind of go to the Aptera product, it's a whole nother level. And you have to stake a claim. You can't just say, hey, this is a product that fits in this place, and our advantage is what? What's your advantage? Right.
Yeah.
But Aptera has a whole different set of things that brings the advantage to it. So
Yeah. It
yeah,
looks like nothing else.
There's a multiplying effect that we haven't tapped into yet. And I
Yeah.
think product in person, as we talked about, is so much more compelling than our presentation about it. Manifest from a condensing fact from a vapor of nuance, which is one of my favorite expressions ever, right? I mean, you've seen gamma.
Yeah.
Imagine delta.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
worse.
I can't wait.
Oh, it's way better.
Mhm.
And it's so awesome to be part of that. It's about what Aptera represents for the future. There's a bigger issue here. And chasing that efficiency of nature is what a noble pursuit. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out that after all this interview, we still have the fact that there have been 5 prototypes, none of which have proven any of the performance claims, not the slightest. And so that's the main thing. You're getting all this nonsense, but you're not getting what you should be getting, the performance proven. Now, I'd say that's about it from me. Bye for now.